Hello and welcome to Haunted Canada. My name is Steve and today we're going to be talking about the Grand Theatre in London, Ontario and the story of Ambrose Small, as well as why it's alleged his spirit currently resides there. But before we dive in, click that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any more of these tasty videos. Part 1. Before the Grand Theatre. Before the Grand Theatre opened on Richmond Street in 1901, there stood the Grand Opera House. The Grand Opera House was built in 1880 and was built on part of the St. Lawrence Church Cemetery, the first Roman Catholic church in London dating back to 1833. During construction, workers had found bones, including a skull that the newspapers at the time had named Yorick. The Grand Opera House, however, came to an end February 23, 1900 due to a fire. Part 2. The Grand Theatre. As I said previously, the Grand Theatre opened on September 9, 1901. Originally, the theatre seated 1,850 people with a large proscenium stage and ornate arch, box seats, and 2 balconies. The opening performance was of the popular melodrama Way Down East. During the years 1901 through 1919, the Grand hosted touring melodramas and revues. For those interested, a melodrama is a sensational dramatic piece with exaggerated characteristics and exciting events intended to appeal to the emotions and/or a play interspersed with songs and orchestra music accompanying the action. A revue is a light theatrical entertainment consisting of a series of short sketches, song, and dance, typically dealing satirically with topical issues. In 1934, the 4 amateur drama guilds in London, the London Drama League, the Halfway House Players, the Meredith Players, and the Community Drama Guild, came together to make the London Little Theatre. With the amalgamation of the 4 guilds, the Little Theatre was able to purchase the Grand from famous players. Fast forward to 1971. London Little Theatre became a professional theatre company known as Theatre London. In 1977, the Grand went under some major renovations, keeping the historic beauty of the building, while making a state-of-the-art facility for creating theatre. In 1978, the Grand Theatre was designated by the City of London for its historical architectural value or interest under Part 4 of the Ontario Heritage Act. In 1983, Theatre London changed its name to the present Grand Theatre we know today. Part 3. The Disappearance and Haunting of Ambrose Small. Ambrose Small was a theatre magnate who had owned several Ontario-based theatres, including the Grand Theatre in London, Ontario. On December 2, 1919, Ambrose Small disappeared. He had been known to travel without notice, and subsequently, his disappearance was not reported until early 1920. Around 1936, Ambrose Small's sister, Florence Small, presented a letter of confession from an unknown person, only known as Reuter, who claimed to have been the murderer. The letter reads as follows. Poor Ambrose was killed on December 2nd, 1919, and I know that part of his body, the trunk, was buried in Rosedale Ravine Dump, and other parts of the body were burned in the Grand Opera House furnace. You will be surprised, my dear Florence and Gertrude, to learn that I am more responsible for your brother's death. God forgive me, Reuter. Small's disappearance is considered one of Canada's great mysteries. The case has never been solved, and his body has never been recovered. About a month after his disappearance, a night watchman at the Grand Theatre had reported seeing a ghost that resembled Ambrose Small. Since then, Small's apparition has been seen by cast, crew, and theatre patrons. He is often seen in his favorite balcony, sitting in his seat, though even when he is not seen, his chair has been observed to go down when he arrives and go back up when he leaves. Phantom footsteps have been heard around the theatre, and he is also known to be walking in the theatre's catwalks. Actors have reported seeing him floating above the heads of the audience during performances, and actresses have reported hearing their names whispered in their ear and having felt something playing around with the hem of their gowns. Some more famous sightings of Ambrose Small include Beatrice Lilly's account, where in 1927 she saw Small's ghost call out to her during a performance. As she moved towards him, a prop chandelier crashed down, almost crushing her. The second account happened in the summer of 1957, where a teenager named Jay Campbell and his girlfriend saw a figure climbing a ladder off stage. They had reported that it really didn't look like a person, but from the waist up, it had the form of a person. If there is ever an electrical issue in the theater, it is always blamed on Ambrose Small, though he is considered a benevolent spirit. During the renovation of the theater in 1977, a backhoe was being used to knock down a wall. It came extremely close to the theater's historic arch mural, where, if destroyed, could not be replaced. It's said that the machine stalled without cause mere seconds before the wall came down, saving the historic arch mural. Lastly, it is also said that Ambrose Small never misses an opening night at the Grand Theatre located on 471 Richmond Street, London, Ontario, Canada. Thank you for watching, and I really do hope you enjoyed this video. If you know of any place in your town that is maybe a little bit haunted, supposedly haunted, maybe it's historic, please let me know in the comment section down below and I'll take a look at it. But until next time, remember, stay spooky.